I wanted Bill on today because he has really influenced my thinking. We were both raised Catholic. I grew up much more of a skeptic and sort of, I don't know, leaning more towards rational explanations, logical explanations. Bill has changed my thinking immensely. And this came from him telling me years ago, and I was really surprised to hear it, that he and his wife, who had previously lived in a smaller house than they live in now, had in fact been, for those years in that house, living with someone they did not know was there.
I came to find out after I moved into the house.
Which was when? What year?
2012.
2012, okay.
My wife had previously owned the house.
And you were not married yet. You had moved in.
I had moved in. But there was, I guess, a spirit, so to say, that lived there with us. That initially, when I moved in, she didn't really make herself known to me. But then as time wore on, you would hear footsteps.
Now, let me ask you, before you get into the manifestations,
Yep.
Lori, your wife, did she tell you there was a spirit in the house, or did she leave that for you to discover? And we love Laura.
I don't remember that actually being told up front to me. I think I kind of found that one out after I moved in. I could be wrong, but I don't necessarily remember it. I also don't know that I would have believed it.
Really? If
she told me that, yeah. I don't know that, even if I'm on the other end of this show, I don't know that I would believe what I'm saying unless you actually experience it. It's a little bit different to live it and experience it.
And when I set this up, it saying that you guys lived in a smaller home, because it's not these are not the kind of noises one could attribute to, say, somebody being in another room far away on the other side of the house. No, you know where everybody is in this house.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we would be in the living room watching TV, and you would hear the footsteps upstairs.
How loud were the footsteps?
Like a 200-pound man was walking back and forth. Wanting to make itself known. And at first it was, you try to explain it off as something else.
What would you explain it away as?
I mean, you're trying to look for something logical, right? Like the house is settling, it's just something happening. Maybe it was something on the roof, wind, whatever. But when you just hear it consistently back and forth, and then some of the other things. One night, my wife and I were the only two in the house, and we're in the kitchen, standing by the counter, just like this, having a conversation this way. And there's a radio right next to us, and the radio just turned on. It just started playing music out of nowhere. And we both kind of just stood there for a second, and we're like, whoa, this is it's a little different. That was a little scary. There was another night we were having dinner. Us and the kids were having dinner around the table, and we looked up, and the chandelier, there's a small chandelier above the table, and it was just swaying. It was rocking back and forth.
Like widely? Not like just sort of a little?
No, like probably 3-inch swing each way. It was moving.
And nothing else in the house was moving or shaking or anything?
No truck down the street, nothing shook, the floor didn't rattle. We just looked up in the house, the light. I forget who saw it first, but the light was swaying. It was scary.
So at what point did you start asking your neighbors if they had any knowledge of a potential spirit in your home?
So my wife asked the neighbors about who previously lived there, and came to find out that there was a younger couple that lived there, husband and wife, 2 kids, and the wife had cancer, and she ultimately passed at late 20s, early 30s. But the real kicker of it was that the husband apparently was having an affair the whole time the wife was in her battle with cancer. And that's kind of where we feel like the spirit, Lorraine is what her name was. And we used to talk to her when we would hear her, or when the radio went on. We would say, "It's okay, Lorraine, we're not here to harm you. Please don't harm us." But we kind of felt like she was stuck. She was stuck looking for her family. And my wife, also found out that after she had passed, the husband immediately moved away with the kids and his girlfriend and got remarried and,
To the girlfriend.
yeah. So I don't know. I mean, that's the only thing that really makes sense with it. Like, there was so many different things that took place in that house that I probably forgot more than I remember of it, but it was just kind of a regular occurrence. I'm talking to my wife before we came on the show today. She told me, I never even knew this, but there was one of the closets had all of her kids' names, their heights and names. as they
Really?
grew, and she never painted over it. Yeah, she left it there. So, and then we kind of were just briefly talking about it, and we're wondering if the footsteps we would hear upstairs were going back and forth between the stairs and that bedroom where those heights were listed on the walls.
Oh, they were listed in a closet, in a
the door
bedroom
jamb.
closet.
In a bedroom closet door jamb, yeah. So you would see the progression of height as they grew.
At what point, if there ever was a point, did you stop being afraid of the ghost and sort of feeling like the ghost was comfortably, as best as she could, living with you? Because you had a baby in that house at one point.
I don't know that I ever was fully comfortable. Once I like accepted or felt like I accepted what was there. I don't know that I was really comfortable. I never felt like I was in imminent danger. There were times I felt spooked, definitely, and I was concerned of the radio turning on. Like, that's a very, very strange thing to happen. The footsteps, like, it's concerning, but I never felt as though I was in danger. I never felt, we joke about Poltergeist all the time.
Yeah.
I'm still afraid of that movie. I never felt like the clown was in a room with me.
Well, the clown really got you in
Yeah, the clown got
Poltergeist.
me.
I think if Poltergeist had excised the clown, if the clown had not made final cut, you might feel a little bit differently about
I
Poltergeist.
think if you didn't show that to me at 5 years old, I would probably feel a
Blame
little bit
HBO.
guilty
Blame
about
Basic Cable showing that during the day, every day in the summer of 84, 82.
whatever it was.
Yeah. So at the other thing I wonder too is, when you're hearing the footsteps, because I've had my own brush with this stuff. Did you ever feel like, I'm going upstairs now, I'm going to go see if she's up there, or would you just wait it out?
There was definitely once or twice I went upstairs thinking that somebody had broken into the house.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they were like the footsteps were that loud that there were times I went up and checked because I thought somebody was in the house and I had to go confront them. And then there was no one there.
And what was the feeling? Like, would your heart be in your stomach? Like, what was?
Yeah, I mean, you think you're going up to have a fight and you get up there and there's nothing there. And it's just, you're trying to explain something that's really unexplainable.
Did you guys ever consider having a priest come or some kind of exorcist?
So we talked about it. My wife actually had she talked to a friend who was very into the spiritual, I guess, aspects of life, and she suggested to us to burn sage in the house. So we started doing that on a regular basis. And then when we moved, we were actually instructed by that friend when we walked into the new house that we had to walk in backwards.
Really?
Walking in backwards would not allow that spirit to follow you into your new home. So when I walked when we moved, I walked into our new home, I walked in backwards just to play it safe. Yeah.
Wow.
Might sound crazy.
I think Lorraine has, she's with others now. I think
there was ever, looking back on it now at the time, I don't think there was ever harm intended. I think it was just, I've done a little bit of reading on it, not a lot, and I think there was just kind of stuck in the middle of, her life ended in a way she didn't want, cancer and her family life and her husband and everything.
the betrayal.
Just kind of stuck in that purgatory of not knowing where to go, just not knowing if she should, move on to the afterlife or
Do you think, I'll leave it at this because we have one other incident to get to, but do you think that she thought she was haunting her husband and children, or haunting the husband and the new wife? and didn't realize who was in the house?
You know what? That's a really good point. I never thought of it. I never felt that scared that I was like, okay, we got to get out of the house tonight. Like I never had that, even with the radio turning on, with the chandelier swaying. Looking back, it just dawned on me now. I did fall down the stairs in that house one night.
You did?
Yeah. I went down a full flight of stairs, landed on my head. I laid on the floor for 15 minutes before I could get up. First time I've thought about that one. So thank you.
Do you think Lorraine pushed you?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I think it was my own stupidity, but as we're having this conversation, I never got hurt in house, but then, yeah.
Oh, you did maybe Lorraine was looking out for you.
Yeah,
that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, could be.
Could be. So I want to get to the other one, this other incident, or I shouldn't call it an incident. It's too small of a word. When you talked to me about this and then showed me the photo, I like my jaw dropped. So our father died about 1.5 years ago. And with the money that you and I were left, you and your wife embarked on the purchase of a home in an area that was very sentimental to our dad, where he summered every summer. And there was anxiety, as with any big purchase. I think all of us feel that. You feel anxiety even when you know you're doing a good thing. And you were in the midst of getting close to the close. You were working somewhere completely foreign to you. I'm going to give it to you. You tell the story.
Yeah, so our dad died early January.
January 6th.
Yeah.
We think it was deliberate. Go on.
So every year I take the same vacation the weekend to Labor Day. I get a call that 2 or 3 days before I'm due back from my boss saying, hey, don't go to your regular site. I need you to come someplace else. You're going to work from here for a little while. We're a little busy. So reported to the new site, was working there for 2 months. It was a busy time. We were working 12, 14-hour days.
Now you're a supervisor, you're overseeing everything. And the way you described your workspace to me was you had a fold out table.
Yeah, we had just moved into this building, this property, and we were operating out of a single trailer with no desks. It was a 4-foot Home Depot table with a folding chair that we would lay our laptops on and work over there.
And every night you cleaned it. I know you're very meticulous. You leave everything cleaner than when you found it. You would clean it. You would not leave anything behind, not a stray piece of paper, nothing. And you would take your laptop and off you go for the night.
Right. And, so the important part of it to me, looking back at it, was where I was working, I had nothing. I never even went back to my original office. The only thing I had with me from my vacation was my bag that I carry my laptop in.
So you went straight from your vacation to this new job site. You never even went back to your office or anything. That was it. Okay.
That was it. So one morning I get into work, and this was the night prior. My wife and I were, Laura and I were talking about, should we do this? Should we not do this? Is it the right thing to do?
Buy this house.
Right, buy this house. Is it, should we put the money away for education for kids? Like, all these different things that you're worried about, and just anybody would be worried about it.
Yeah, it's a very anxiety inducing thing, buying a home and taking on all this debt. And yes, yes. So go on.
So the following morning I walk into the trailer, I put my bag down, and I'm exhausted from just the amount of time we've been working. And there's an envelope on this 4-foot folding table.
We're going to show the envelope too.
Yeah, so I pick up the envelope and I look at it, and it's Dad's handwriting. Which is very
distinctive handwriting.
Yeah, and I mean, I know the origins. I know where the envelope came from. Towards the end with him, he was having trouble writing out all the checks and taking care of all of his, paying all the bills. So he would leave me a single check and say, hey, can you write out all the checks for all the bills for me? So it's not that this envelope just appeared out of thin air.
Right.
But it kind of he was gone for probably 9-10 months at the time.
And by the way, as you noted, the way we sort of date the writings that he left behind is based on the steadiness of the penmanship.
Right.
Towards the last 9 months of his life, maybe year, it was incredibly shaky penmanship.
Right.
That penmanship is not.
Right.
That's
No, it's-
strong, robust penmanship, which I also think symbolically is important
Yeah.
in terms of a message delivered.
Yeah, no, 100%.
The outside of the envelope read,
Said bill for the house. And I read that, and it was probably 5:30 in the morning, and I looked at it. And I never looked back. I said, this is what he wants. He wants us to do this. He wants us to live our lives for the moment and be happy with what we have and not worry about things that we worry about every day. Like, life's too short for it. So I sent a picture to my wife. I sent a picture to you, and I just, everybody kind of had the same reaction. Like, how the hell did that get there?
and to me, the remarkable thing about it, the thing that puts it over the edge for me, is that it went to the very specific thing you had been worried about and agonizing over for weeks, if not months. And you and I have talked about this, that, it was difficult with him towards the end in many ways, but since his death, you and I have both had absolute either signs or just undeniable outside feelings that he is always pushing us towards the best, all of the things that he wouldn't maybe allow for himself when he was alive, and that it's all about good things, and never feeling bad or guilty about realizing any sort of thing you might want, like that house in that town that meant so much to him in New Jersey.
Yeah, it's not. I look back on it, and I don't sit there, and I'm not someone thinks, oh, I'm communicating with them on a daily basis, but it's like sometimes you just, you feel the energy.
You feel they're there.
You feel the energy. You feel that, it's okay.
Did you, my suggestion was to frame the envelope and put it somewhere in the house.
So I still have it. I still have it in a drawer. I haven't decided what to do with it. I don't know. It belongs somewhere. I just don't know where it belongs yet.
Yeah. Well, maybe he'll leave another note. You never know. He'd love to write. Here's a shock. It's been over 16 years since the federal minimum wage was raised to $7.25. Can you believe it? Company productivity has doubled, but has your wallet size? 1 in 5 Americans can't even qualify for a basic credit card. The system is broken. We all deserve access to decent housing, transportation, and financial stability. That is where Kickoff comes in. Kickoff helps you build credit fast with affordable plans starting at just $5 per month. No hidden fees, no interest, just on-time payments that get reported to credit bureaus and help you grow a strong credit score. Users with credit scores under 600 saw an average increase of 84 points in their first year. With premium plans, you can even build credit with the rent you already pay. Only positive payments get reported. It is so easy to get started. Sign up in minutes from your phone. No credit check, no hassle. Over 1 million users and hundreds of thousands of 5-star reviews make Kickoff the #1 credit builder on the App Store. Start building credit today and get your first month for just $1 at getkickoff.com/Maureen. That's getkickoff.com/Maureen.